a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I don't know what hell feels like. God willing, I never will. But this room is close. This room is close. I walked in the door, I looked down, and the heat hit me like, whoa, wait, what? 82 degrees is the temperature that I'm sitting in right now. 82 degrees. Outside is, well, I don't know. Let me see. Outside, at least we're downtown, so it should be a little cooler. A little cooler. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number if you want to talk or text, or you can go to www.youtube.com/@101.7 The Truth and listen live. You can also hit us. You can join and hit us on the YouTube chat. And, of course, if you ever miss anything or you want to win a prize or anything, you can just go to the Truth app at 101.7fm.com, 101.7thetruth.com. What am I thinking about? You can tell this Monday I haven't done this in a while, right? A whole 2 days. And so it's been nice out. It's been warm. It's been wonderful. It's been great. The weekend was phenomenal. Traveled to Chicago, went to a dinner, had a great time. It was a fraternity dinner. And so I went there. The Mu Mu Lambda chapter of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated held their 50th anniversary of their chapter. And so it was pretty cool. It was nice. Had a good time. You know, black tie, rolled down, and had the fun. It's 74 degrees right now, and it's supposed to start raining at about 5 o'clock. So we'll see how that goes. We'll keep up with it. There's a tornado warning out already, so we'll definitely keep up with that and see what exactly is going on. But, of course, before I go on, before I hit my Dr. Ken's Truth, I want to check the YouTube chat. Hey, what's up, Quanda? She's taking attendance for a study hall. She's the hall monitor. Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real, good evening. How are you? Lucretia, good evening. And, of course, Babar and Mao. Mao, you here to cause trouble this week? Well, I'm here to take it. I'm here to take it. It's been a long weekend. That's pretty much the only thing I did all weekend. And then I kind of slept in and did nothing. I'm still trying to get rid of this. See this? Trying to get rid of it. Working on it. I'm 223 and I'm trying to get to 215. It's the toughest 8 pounds I've ever had. So tonight I'm hitting back the treadmill, running. I'm hitting it back. I'm starting my 10-day diet back. So hopefully by July 1st, I'm trying to lose like a pound a week. Then I'll have a couple weeks in there to keep it consistent, so when I fall off the wagon and do stuff. So, but for the most part, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to do it, but it's tough because we are, human beings. We are, what's that verse in the Bible? When I would do good, evil, right? And when I try to do it, it only working out sometimes. And that's how it is when we eat. That's how it is when we grow. That's how it is when we live, because people are complicated. People are very, 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 very complicated. And I don't mean like a little complicated. And understand, I'm talking about me, not you. Not a little complicated. I mean deeply, inconveniently, inconsistently, frustratingly complicated. And I think part of the problem is we want a clean narrative. We want heroes and villains, right? We want right, wrong, or wrapped up in a bow so we can go, oh, look at that. And we can just judge it and move on. Okay, that's right, that's wrong, that's it. We confuse morals with values, values with character, character with ethics, all that. But life don't work like that. You know why life don't work like that? Because people don't work like that. Because the same person who inspires you, right? Who they just sent to prison in New York, who sings rap, can disappoint you. The same leader that builds something powerful can make one decision that tears everything down. The same Black Milwaukee community that showed up strong, like during the George Floyd riots and protests, cannot show up for local schools and turn around and sabotage their own progress. And when we sit there confused, asking, well, how does that make sense? It makes sense because you're dealing with who? Human beings. And human beings, literally, including myself, are walking contradictions. We're disciplined one day, distracted the next. We're loyal one day until we're not. We're courageous until the drama response team shows up. And then, oh, I'm sorry. When fear shows up, that's the drama response team. Fear. Yeah. And that's where we go wrong. We spend too much time trying to eliminate the contradiction instead of learning how to manage it. See, those comments you hear, the conversations people are having, they're all rooted in this same misunderstanding. We always ask, well, how can they say this and then do that? How's the minister having an affair with a lady? How can we move forward, right, if people keep contradicting themselves? How can someone claim this value but then do something that way? Well, let me tell you, you need to stop expecting perfection, period. Like literally that's the difference. Because if you expect people to be flawless, you are going to be disappointed every single time, especially if you want people to be responsible for their flaws. Because if you do, now you're operating in reality. So in leadership, whether it's a fraternity, your police department or city, or actually your life, you have to deal with people who mean well, but still mess stuff up. You're going to deal with people who talk a good game and fall short. In old school terminology, your mouth writes a check your body can't cash. You're going to deal with people who believe in something but don't always have the discipline to live it out consistently. That does not make them useless. It makes them human. It's not an excuse. The real question is, do they correct themselves? Do they take responsibility? Do they grow? Because if the answer is no, it's a different issue. Now there's a difference between being flawed and just being reckless. There's a difference between being inconsistent and being irresponsible. And part of maturity is learning how to tell the difference. That's on you. The problem is you're not just dealing with that in other people, you're dealing with it within yourself. Because I deal with it in me every day. You want consistency from others, but then you got to question yourself, are you consistent? You want discipline from others, but are you disciplined? You want accountability from others, but do you hold yourself accountable? Because it's easy to point out contradictions when they're not yours, and it's easy to call out flaws when you're not the one being examined. But if you talk about growth, that requires you to sit down and sit with and sit in your own inconsistencies and fix them. And that's where resilience comes in. Not perfection, not having it all together, not pretending that you don't struggle. Resilience is actually built in tension. It's built when you recognize, I don't or didn't handle that right, but I'm going to do better. It's built when you admit, I said one thing and did another, and that has to change. It's built when you realize, I'm not where I need to be, but I'm not staying here either. That's resilience. And if you're honest, every strong person you know has that story. Every successful leader, every respected figure, every individual who's made it through something difficult, they didn't get there because they were perfect. They got there because they were persistent. They didn't give up. They got there because they kept adjusting and correcting. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Because they kept self-adjusting and self-correcting and pushing self forward, even when their contradiction got in the way. So when you hear the comments, when you see the people wrestling with inconsistency and confusion or even hypocrisy, don't be so quick to dismiss it. You need to understand what you're looking at. And you might want to try a mirror, because you're looking at humanity in real time. You're looking at you. You are messy. You are unpredictable. You are sometimes absolutely, totally frustrating, but you're full of potential. And that same trait that makes people difficult are the same traits that make growth possible. If we were perfectly predictable, we'd literally never change. If we were perfectly consistent, we'd never evolve. And if we were perfectly aligned all the time, no one or nothing would ever challenge us to be better. It's the contradiction that creates opportunity. And if you can learn how to navigate that in other people, but more importantly, in yourself, you'll lead better, you'll think clearer, and you'll stop wasting energy expecting a version of people that literally does not exist. Instead, you'll start building people and building with them, warts and all. Because at the end of the day, that's all we ever had to work with, broken people. Heard a great quote, always got a great quote, from an Apple TV show called For All Mankind. I think it was like season 4 or 5 or one of those. It said, we are all flawed, unpredictable, and full of contradictions. And it's true. It's exactly these traits that make us so resilient, even in the darkest times. Think about this. They give credence to the improbable idea that anything is possible.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we don't leave success to chance. We're designed for it. With strong support, high expectations, and a team committed to excellence, our educators turn belief into outcomes every day. If you believe every child deserves an excellent education, join Milwaukee College Prep. Apply today. Visit mkeprep.com/jobs.
Hi, I'm Greg Fritsch, president of the Center for Veterans Issues, inviting you to get involved in supporting the CVI mission. The Center for Veterans Issues is proud to serve veterans across Wisconsin. Each year, we help more than 1,200 veterans stay housed, find meaningful employment, and connect with the support they've earned. From housing assistance and job training to case management and suicide prevention outreach, our team is here to help veterans build stable, independent lives. If you're a veteran in need of support, visit cvivet.org. Donations can also be accepted at cvivet.org/donate.
Are you planning a special event? Do you need a personal chef? Either way, make it tasteful. I'm Alicia the Chef, owner of Tasteful Events Catering, and we create customized food experiences for any occasion. We bring quality, flavor, and professionalism to every table. Whether it's a special event or everyday meal solutions, we focus on delivering more than just food. We create experiences. Book today or learn more online at www.tastefuleventscatering.com.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You know, Barbara's not the one. She left me all alone here.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212-1017. It's the number if you have any comments about my Dr. Ken's Truth. Anything's possible, believe it or not. But that was a great quote. That was a great quote. I was watching it. We are flawed, unpredictable, and full of contradictions. It's exactly those traits that make us resilient even in the darkest times. They give credence to the improbable idea that anything is possible. Lord knows me sitting here, anything is possible. Anything is possible. You have any comments on that? And of course, let me double check the talk and say, hey, what's up, Sylvia? See, she made it. Crystal, what's going on? She say it's hot in her house. It's 82 degrees. 78 degrees. I wish it was. It's 82 in here. Whew, Lord. I like heat though. I'm not a. Now, if it gets too hot, I'll just pass out. I actually had, I think I said this years ago, I had a heat stroke when I was 14 years old. And so when I start feeling woozy, I just get out. I just go where it's warm. I don't care what's going on because, yeah, it can be tough. It can be tough. So I came across an article. What's my favorite topic in PS? My favorite topic. From JS Online, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, jsonline.com. And it talked about MPS to add 150-plus school staff as non-classroom layoffs continue. I don't understand why they wrote the article, the title that way, like it contradicts, but it doesn't. So Milwaukee Public Schools plans to add more than 150 teachers and paraprofessionals to its staff next year, even as officials follow through with more than 200 layoffs to non-classroom roles. The district projects adding 89 licensed school teachers, 63 paraprofessionals, as well as 5 school psychologists supported by a newly acquired federal grant. MPS officials on April 13th announced the staffing changes, which will be included in the 26-27 budget. The plan is estimated to cost $24.6 million. That's what Superintendent Brenda Casalia said. The projected staffing increase comes less than a month after she announced the district is cutting 260 non-classroom positions next year in an effort to close a $46 million budget gap, which financial auditors uncovered this winter. The cuts include 70 central office employees, 59 assistant principals, among other people. She said the district could not add the new classroom positions without the layoffs, which are expected to save $30 million. These ongoing savings, she said, freed up money that can be redirected into smaller class sizes, while the district identifies one-time cuts to erase last year's $46 million overspending. She said, because I chose to cut positions, that's not just for 1 year, it's for multiple years. That allows me to make investments then on the other side for classrooms. Now, in addition to the layoffs, is in the story. MPS said in a statement it plans to cut some student-facing roles as part of the staffing changes, including 15 school counselors and 11 children's health assistants. The number of children's health assistants is estimated to decrease from 304 to 290, and counselors from 123 to 108, according to materials shared at the district meeting April 9th. However, Casalia said these figures are being updated and they may change. Overall, they project the increase of teachers from 3,903 to 3,992 next year, paraprofessionals from 1,319 to 1,382. They're basically educational assistants, classroom aides, academic and behavioral support, stuff like that. Is that a great thing? Yes or no? 833-212-1017 is the number. Is this a good thing that MPS is doing? They got to fill staff vacancies. Teachers and paraprofessionals are paramount. Teachers, paraprofessionals, school nurses, counselors. Like without them, you're not going to be able to run a school. Will it reverse job cuts? No. The teachers union is upset because some of those people that aren't in the classroom are in the teachers union, and they pay union dues. And see, here's the weird thing. They've never said, Dr. Ken, you're wrong. That's not right. Well, then show me. Show me. Walker Henry, that's her last name. Mrs. Walker Henry, the MTEA president, said there is no world where all schools will see class size reduced in 26-27, citing a nationwide teacher shortage and various teacher vacancies at MPS. There are guidelines, not requirements, and they will not be enforced per Casalius. We'll see. But she's got to try. You're saying don't try. I don't know. Is this going to help bolster? We're hiring more teachers. More teachers means smaller class sizes. Like I don't know why she doesn't grasp that, but think about that. Think about that. Now, this time in 2027, we can have a conversation. This time in 2027, we'll know whether or not it mattered or not. But does it matter to you? 833-212-1017. Does it matter to you? We're increasing teachers. We're filling unfilled positions, which should make some classrooms smaller. We're laying off people that are not student-facing, that are not doing certain things in the classroom. And I always thought there were too many people at central office. They should probably be sent out to the schools to assist anyway. And a lot of them were licensed teachers. This is weird to me. Weird. Be a reading specialist in class. Be a math specialist in a classroom. I'm just saying. But I don't do the job. I taught eons ago. I don't do it anymore. That's not elementary and high school, not my jam. Middle school, not my jam. I don't do that. Never did, never really wanted to though. Never crossed my mind. I think it's a noble profession. I think teachers ought to be lauded. They should be paid more. They should also be held to accountability all at the same time. You don't get more money without being accountable for more money. More money means more responsibility. Well, it should mean more responsibility. It doesn't necessarily happen that way. And so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. 833-212-1017 is the number. Milwaukee area weather, what are we looking at? 76 degrees. The high today was 79. The low tonight will be 60. Feels like 76. Yes, it does. In here, it feels like 82. Winds are from the south-southwest at about 11 miles an hour. That's not helping to lower the temperature at all. And if I'm not mistaken, boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. We're expecting a little rain tonight. It's supposed to rain. Let me see the hourly. Is it on here anymore? That's weird. Let me do this. Nope, don't see it. Don't see it. Wow, that's interesting. Anyway, it's supposed to rain around 5 o'clock today. So if you are out and about, you got roughly 30 some odd minutes to make it somewhere where it's nice and warm and relaxing. I saw WISN.com had a storm warning in effect. So I'm just saying, be careful. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. When we come back, justice for Juneteenth. You'll get it when I come back. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Southbound on 43, we've got some issues. We've got a crash, actually on the northbound side at Fond du Lac Avenue off on the right shoulder. On the southbound side, we have a disabled vehicle heading into the Marquette as well. So, southbound delays starting from just before Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high rise. On the northbound side, delays from Kilbourne up past the accident scene at Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Locust. We've also got some big delays along southbound 41 from just south of Main Street all the way to Appleton Avenue. Northbound's backed up before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh, almost to Capitol Drive. And then we have another crash on 894 northbound right at the ramp from Beloit Road. The right shoulder is blocked with that. Looks like everybody's able to get past it without too much of an issue. I'm not seeing too many delays involved with that one. On the southbound side, though, that's just general backups from Beloit Road down and around the Hale to Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, there is a tornado watch in effect until 10 p.m. tonight for Ozaukee, Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Dodge, and Washington counties. Tonight, chance of rain and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and warm, a chance for afternoon storms, a high of 75. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on April 28th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tune in April 28th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
As parents, we have a million things running through our minds. Playdates, checkups, groceries, laundry, diapers, work, carpool schedules, picture day, swim team, did we mention diapers, birthday parties, meal prep, lost permission slips, dentist appointments, and the dog that still needs to be walked. So it's easy to make a mistake. Oh, I forgot birthday candles. Sit tight, hon, I'll be right back. We say we'd never put our kids in danger by leaving them in the car alone. Oh, wait, since when are candles not on the baking aisle? But never happens. And temperatures as low as 60 degrees can be deadly for children left behind. So always bring them with you, and every time you park the car, stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks end their season with a loss to the Sixers, 126-106. Head coach Doc Rivers is stepping down as the Bucks head coach next season. The franchise and Rivers are also discussing whether he'll move to an advisory role with the organization.
I always say I could do a better job. We could have had better health. We could have all kinds of things, but I'm not a big guy looking back. You know, all you can do is look forward. So
the NBA playoffs begin this Saturday. The Brewers have now lost 5 straight and could be without Yelich due to a hamstring injury. The Brewers are back at it tomorrow against the Blue Jays. The Wisconsin Athletic Director Chris McIntosh will leave his job to take on a role with the Big Ten Conference. Evan Cohen from ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike has an idea on the next AD.
I don't think there's a single human being that cares about the University of Wisconsin more than Mark Tauscher.
I'm Xavier Spencer, and this is the True Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. If you have any comments or complaints about MPS or justice for Juneteenth. So I talked about that before the break. I want to say thank you to Debbie Lazaga for giving us the traffic and sports and all that fun stuff. So there's a story on Fox 6 now. And it triggered me in a way because I'm just, I just ask those questions, right? And so Milwaukee's Juneteenth pageant, kids, teens encouraged to register. Fox 6 is a proud sponsor of Milwaukee's Juneteenth celebration this year. Our very own Mary Stoker-Smith will be hosting the Juneteenth pageant. Fox 6 is seeking amazing kids and teenagers to become Little Miss Juneteenth, Mr. Juneteenth Jr., Miss Juneteenth, and Mr. Juneteenth. We're looking for confident and creative kids and teenagers to step up and represent. This is your chance to celebrate your culture, share your voice, and show and grow as a leader. What you can do is all you need is a 250-word essay, hello ChatGPT, a 2.5 grade point average, a showcase talent, and a passion to make a difference. Don't know what that means. If you or someone you know is ready to be a part of it, they got a link here. You can sign up at juneteenthmilwaukee.com. Now notice, they said show off your culture. Was that their way of saying you need to be black? I don't know. And so my question is, Can people that are not black sign up to be Mr. or Miss Juneteenth? Are you accepting of non-black people signing up to be Little Miss Juneteenth, Mr. Juneteenth Jr., Miss Juneteenth, and Mr. Juneteenth? 833-212-1017. Or is this about culture? I'm just asking the question. Is it about culture? Is it about culture? Can white teens then and kids enter the Juneteenth contest? And that's my poll question. Can white kids? Because it said culture. Is that black culture? I guess Fox 6 Now is kind of avoiding the black-white thing and just putting it's culture. Okay, so for instance, if you're at HBCU and you get white students, can that white student be Mr. Homecoming King for Morehouse or Homecoming Queen for Spelman? And so in this instance, for Juneteenth in Milwaukee, June 19th, can white teens and kids enter the Juneteenth pageant? Yes or no? Yes or no? I think the outcome will speak volumes. I think the outcome will tell us some information that we don't necessarily want to hear. But that is what it is. And we have to understand that we called for equity. We call for inclusion. This is equity and inclusion. 833-212-1017. Would you allow white kids to join and compete in the pageant or even win? What if one of them wins? What if they got the best talent, the best GPA, the best everything? What if? Will equity kick in and say, hey, it's open to everybody? 77 said, no Anglo-Saxons. Why? You yourself want to be included in everything white. You yourself want to be seated at every table to have input, leadership. Why not here? LT said black kids are participating in Irish step dance groups during St. Patrick's Day celebration and during Irish Fest. Facts. If they can show equity, why can't we? Aaron said as soon as there's a little black Miss Swiss Miss, then I'll consider it. Well, that's cute, but that makes no sense, and that's from Sweden. So, I don't know. I don't think they even like black people in Sweden. I mean, I've seen black people in Sweden. I've seen them on TV shows because I watch BritBox every day. But at some point, are we being hypocrites by not letting white kids be in a black cultural event? I just want to know. I just want to know. Because we argue and we fight and we say that's what we want. But in the end, we quietly and secretly go, well, I don't think that's appropriate. Well, why not? Why not? Now, I don't know about Irish dance. But think about it. Would you? We spend a lot of time, Sylvia said, that's a good question. We spend a lot of time complaining that we're not included in things that were clearly for white people. We did it about the suburbs with Zedekiah Hyler moving to Wauwatosa, first black in the suburb. They almost burned him out and ran him out, but he went back and retired and all that. We fight about where we can live and don't live and vote and don't vote, do all these things. But when it comes to us having to be open and share and literally share our culture with someone, we say no. But is that right? 833-212-1017, or you can hit me on the talk and text line. You can call, or you can go to the YouTube chat. There's also a poll in the YouTube chat. Do we let white kids represent? I'm just asking. Does that make you a hypocrite if you say no? That you want to be included in things that are predominantly white, but they can't be included in things that are predominantly black? Hey, Babar, do your own. Babar said the poll should be yes or no, not true or false. Hey, Babar, Zach said kick rocks. He didn't say that, I said that. But think about it. Go
home, Roger.
There's your answer, Babar. It seems to me that it's hypocrisy. However, when we come back, what are some of the black things that y'all, like what areas do you reject in the black community? Like, no, you cannot have equity at all. What are some of those areas? Maybe you give me that answer. What areas that are black that are sacrosanct? Like, if you're not black, don't even show up.
Coming with straight truth.
We can do anything when it comes to being organized, when it comes to making sure that we're active, when it comes to making sure that we're holding people accountable and making sure that we get something out of the deal. Y'all don't know how to make deals. Y'all mad at Donald J. Trump because he's trying to make deals or trying to say that he's the master of the art of the deal. Well, okay, what deals is you trying to make?
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Hi, I'm Eric Zauner, Marine Corps veteran and board member for the Center for Veterans Issues, calling on the community to tee it up for a great cause. On Monday, June 15th, CVI is hosting its 5th annual golf outing at the River Club in Mequon. This year's event is supporting CVI's Permanent Supportive Housing Program, dedicated to assisting chronically homeless or disabled veterans and their families. Grab your clubs and support our veterans today. Register to golf, sponsor, or donate at cvivet.org/events.
Redlining happened here. Some neighborhoods are still left behind. When decisions are made about our blocks, our homes, and our families, we deserve to be heard. The Milwaukee County Office of Equity and Empower invites you to help us tell the story of wealth by taking a short survey online. What do you need to build wealth for your family, business, or neighborhood? Take the survey and be entered in to win concert tickets, cash prizes, and more. Take the survey now through the end of March at mkestoryofwealth.com. That's mkestoryofwealth.com.
April is Global Volunteer Month. Wisconsin's volunteers are transforming our communities every day through their acts of service. Wondering how you can give back? Find the perfect volunteer opportunities at volunteerwisconsin.org or contact your local United Way or volunteer center. On volunteerwisconsin.org, you can filter opportunities by location, organization, cause, accessibility, and more to find your best fit. VolunteerWisconsin.org is hosted by United Way of Wisconsin and Serve Wisconsin. Paid for by United Way of Wisconsin.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So we started talking about the Juneteenth and whether or not read the story from Fox 6 Now about whether or not, kids and teens can sign up for Junior Miss or Miss Junior Juneteenth or whatever it was, and Mr. Junior Juneteenth and Miss and Mr. Juneteenth, right? So the teens would be the regular, and then you got junior, and so kids can sign up, and they said to show your culture. And I thought about that. And the article explicitly said, we are looking for confident and creative kids and teenagers to step up and represent. Well, what does that mean? This is your chance to celebrate your culture, share your voice, and grow as a leader. But it never said you had to be black or you had to be white. And so my question, because of that, is with all the things that we share, should it be okay? Should it be okay for somebody, a white kid or Hispanic kid or Asian kid, to become Mr. and Mrs. Juneteenth, Mr. and Miss Juneteenth? The other flip is, are there areas of equity that you just reject in the black community? Like there's some things that are sacrosanct, you just can't. And I know I'm breaking a rule. I'm asking you two questions at one time. You just can't. Is this one of them? 833-212-1017. Is this one of them? Sylvia said that's a good question for Spike Lee. But we ain't got Spike Lee. And I'm not Spike Lee. And then she said Dr. Cornel West needs to answer that question. Well, why? Why would they need to answer that question? They don't represent us. They just happen to be black. I'm asking you. Milwaukee with the largest and oldest, well, not largest necessarily, but the oldest running Juneteenth celebration in the country. Right here in Milwaukee. Right here. And then people show up, dun, 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 and you got a white kid. Is that okay? Irish dancing. There are black people that are Irish. So if a black person who's Irish wants to dance in Irish Fest, I would have no problem with it. Because, well, I guess it wouldn't be up to me, would it? Because I'm not Irish. Let them do it. Let them do it. I'm just saying. Let them do it. But what it comes down to is, are you open to equity? And it's a simple yes or no. Are you open to equity? Are you open to allowing other people represent our culture in an area that should probably be open? I mean, we've been screaming and crying and hollering, rioting, protesting about equity, having a seat at the table. Are we open to someone having a seat at our table? Are we really? PH76er said, why would they want to? Well, why would you want to do something white? Why would you want to go to a predominantly white school? Why would you want to live in a suburb? Why would you want to wear your hair the way white people wear their hair? Why would you want to own a business that white people own? Why would you want to get a job where white people work? Why wouldn't you just start your own? Do your own. Work with your own. And you can't demand it and then not do it, because that makes you a hypocrite. Hey, what's up, Willie? On the YouTube chat. We have to acknowledge that we are, exactly what I talked about in Dr. Ken's Truth. We are, inconsistent, contradictory. We can call each other the N-word, but white people can't call us the N-word. You know what they mean, do you? What if you grew up in black culture, lived in black culture, hung out in black culture, married a black woman, married a black man? And that's the language and the culture that you came up with. Oh, my God. Is there a double standard that I'm missing? I got to tell you, black people can be some of the most hypocritical people I've seen. The most contradictory people I've seen. Scream racism and then fall under the banner of black people can't be racist, which is absolutely false and absolutely ridiculous in my eyes. You can disagree if you want. If you do, 833-212-1017. But that's what we do. Makes no sense. Scream that you can't live in a suburb, but if you live in a predominantly black community, you want white people moving in or taking over. Now, granted, they're white people the same, but we're not talking about white people. We're talking about black people. I've never understood that. I never understood that. Makes absolutely no sense. But yet, are there certain black things that people should do that white people can't? Black people. PH said, we accept all races to attend black events. Do we? Do we? Do we? Do we really? I don't think so. Sylvia said, Dr. Ken, you're stepping on some toes today. Why? Showing the hypocrisy of black people? That we're just like white people? We're hypocrites. You can't demand something and then turn around and don't let somebody do the same thing. Sylvia said, if they don't, we come in. If we don't, they come anyway. But I mean, you got to let them in. There's some black organizations I'm in that white people can't get in. Just like there's some white organizations that black people can't get in. And that's just how life goes. Lindsay, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Ken Harris. We most certainly would not prevent anyone else from participating in Juneteenth. We would certainly be perplexed as to why they'd be interested in what history they know about Juneteenth, but we would not prevent that.
You wouldn't stop them from winning Mr. Juneteenth, a white kid?
Well, you don't know who's going to win. First,
that's
you have
not
to
what I
start with
asked.
Application and entry.
Is it okay for a white kid? So I'm going to change it now because you challenged me.
Yes. Yes.
Is it okay for a white kid to win Mr. or Miss Juneteenth?
Well, I take it that there would be some sort of voting procedure. So if that is what the people choose, then that is what they choose.
Oh. You backed out of that one good.
Yes. So, it's great. I'd be flattered, right? Other races wanting to join in and learn about Juneteenth, that's an opportunity, right, for us to educate them.
What if they just want to win?
I take that as a form of flattery.
What if they just want to win?
If they win it. You know what? Many people would be flabbergasted, but so be it, right?
Why? Why would you be flabbergasted? You've tried to do white stuff and get in white stuff and win white stuff. Why can't they?
Listen, more power to them if they win.
You're not answering my question.
Okay. Okay. No, listen. Just like no one's going to prevent them from entering.
You're not going to let them win.
No one's going to prevent them.
You're not going to let them win.
Nobody's going to get up on the stage. Nobody's going to get up on the stage and snatch the crown off their head.
But you're not going to let them win.
It's not going to happen.
You know you're not going to let them win.
We are the most generous, hospitable group of people on the planet.
That's my problem.
We welcome other cultures. They come in and they admire us. They want a piece of what we have. Mm-hmm. And if they feel so in tune to join in our Juneteenth celebration, that could be a positive thing.
Even to represent us for a year on the pageant trail, black culture out of slavery, a white kid.
And that goes back to my statement about we'd be perplexed. What do you know about the history of Juneteenth? Why are you interested in Juneteenth? Maybe this begs, maybe there needs to be some assessment for entrance, right? Do you even know what you're getting into, or are you just here for a sash?
That's racist. You're putting up roadblocks so that we can't get it. That's what white people say. But that's what black people say about white people.
Well, listen, people will always have something to say. But you know what? I enjoy your show, Dr. Ken. Thank you so much for hearing my commentary. And you know, I would never want to battle you in a debate, but I appreciate your show. So thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hey, Lindsay.
Alrighty, bye.
Lindsay.
Yes.
You know you just battled me in a debate, right? You know you just battled me in a debate.
Well, you know what? We 1 for 1. We tied on this one.
All right.
We tied.
All right.
All right, bye.
Take care.
Yep.
I know I'm going to run over. Vincent, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. You got 10 seconds, but you can keep going.
Okay, Dr. King. All right. Yeah, no, I don't think a white person should represent Mr. or Mrs. Juneteenth.
Are you racist?
It's a cultural.
Vincent, are you racist?
I'm not racist.
But black people can't. But you've been fighting for equity.
Well, equity comes in certain degrees, and the fact is, this is a cultural event. And so,
everything we do that's white is a white cultural event.
No, not everything is white. Is a white cultural event. No, not everything is. Certain things are American events. Certain things are American events. The fact is,
America's
when you talk
white.
about people want to move.
Dude, America's white.
Well,
that's nonsensical.
Well, that's fine. The fact is,
yeah.
No. The fact is that when you talk about wanting to move into a suburbs or move outside the city, the fact is that's an American event. That's being a part of America, being a part of
Juneteenth is an American event.
It's a cultural event.
No,
it's a distinction.
Juneteenth happened nowhere in the world except America. It's an American event.
Okay, it's an American event, but it's a cultural event too as well. So there are degrees to certain things. The fact is, when you talk about Irish person and a black kid that's Irish, the fact is, it's fine. There are black kids who are white, who are half white. So yes, certainly they can participate because some of their culture is inculcated into the fact that they're part of the community.
So here's what I'm hearing, Vincent. Oh, I'm sorry because I'm running out of time. So what I'm hearing is that race and culture trumps humanity.
No, it does not trump humanity. Humanity that's a pretty big. Race and culture does not trump humanity. But what it does do, it's a distinction when it comes to being an American citizen compared to something that you're doing culturally that you want to celebrate. So it's a distinction. But
so culture is yours. Culture is yours. You can't share it. You can't give it to anybody. You can't let anybody in.
Well, you can let people in. That you can let people in. You can let people in. You can share it. You can do many things. The fact is, we share many of our cultures. We share many cultures of white folks. We share many cultures of Hispanics. The fact is, we share many cultures. So certainly you can do that. But there are certain things that are sacrosanct.
Okay.
The fact is that when you and to me, Juneteenth is sacrosanct.
So a white person cannot win Mr. Juneteenth or Miss Juneteenth.
No,
you're gonna draw the cut. Somebody in the talking text line, Babar said, "You can be straight but attend Pride Fest. You can be white and attend Juneteenth Day." I'm talking about will they let a heterosexual straight man win Mr. Gay Pride? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Why not though?
Because
that makes them prejudiced. Nope, that makes you prejudiced.
It doesn't make them prejudiced.
It does.
No, it doesn't make them prejudiced.
Do you know what prejudice is? You know what prejudice is?
I know what prejudice is. Right. I know what prejudice is.
You have a preference for your own. You have a preferred. That's prejudice. We can't necessarily make it negative, but it's prejudice. I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. If it's up front. If it's up front.
Mm-hmm. All right, but like I said, some things are sacrosanct, and Juneteenth is sacrosanct.
All right. Thank you much, Vincent.
Bye-bye.
833-212-1017 is the number. We got Greg, we got Talking Text, we got Mal, we got Abstract Noir, we got all this stuff going on. I got to take a break because I think his head just came off.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Greg, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We've been talking about Juneteenth and whether or not somebody white could win Mr. or Miss Juneteenth. What say you?
Well, when I first heard the question, I was like, heck no. But then when I thought about it, you know, part of, especially for the older kids, they have to write an essay to basically describe their thoughts and feelings on Juneteenth and the history behind it.
Okay.
So, I mean, I believe that anybody could be qualified. Whatever happened, I highly doubt it. But they do have to write an essay to, you know, put their thoughts and feelings out on the day.
And what if they have some very poignant, clear thoughts about Juneteenth?
Well, I mean, that should put you in qualification, you know. I mean, you know, we know a lot of our lighter-skinned brethren have passionate feelings about us. It could be something that's very, like I said, poignant, but it still will be a hard push, you know.
Okay, so here's what they'll cite. JuneteenthMilwaukee.com/scholarship. It talks about winning Miss Juneteenth and Mr. Juneteenth, Little Miss Juneteenth, Mr. and Mr. Juneteenth Jr., 8 to 13 years old, 14 to 18 for Miss or Mr. In addition to prizes, $1,500 scholarship, they said that the pageant is a great opportunity for African-American youth, but it doesn't say you have to be African-American in the bullet points. It says you're going to have a court, you're going to be featured in the Juneteenth Day Parade, the celebration on Friday the 19th, Throughout the year of your reign, you will be provided opportunities to network and showcase with your leadership with the Norcott Neighborhood House. You'll be a role model for all of Milwaukee youth. During your year-long reign, you are expected to promote positive images through school appearances, community events, and serve as a great source of pride to our youth, striving to realize their potential as leaders. So here's what it says. 250-word essay on the question, Juneteenth. That's not a question, though. Juneteenth, honoring the past and empowering the future. But there's no question with it. You need a copy of photo ID with date of birth, proof of age, a copy of your most recent report card and transcript, have 2.5 GPA, and the essay must be written by the pageant participant, and it's due April 17th. So can a white kid do it?
I mean, theoretically, yeah, I don't see anything excluding a white kid, but
should a white kid win it if they're the best?
That would be a hard stretch, but
how?
Hey, you know how
we believe in equity.
The world is, man.
No, we said we believe in equity and we want fair play. We want opportunity. It's opportunity for everybody or opportunity for nobody.
Yeah, I mean it's a great dream, but in reality, hey, you bring that boy down to 3rd Street, you don't have a problem.
So what if a white person said the same thing? Bring that. No, so does that make it right? Because if a white person did it and it was wrong, if a black person does it, it's wrong.
Right. I mean,
but you would have no problem if it happened.
No, it ain't right.
But you would have no problem if it happened.
I ain't gonna say I wouldn't have no problem. One way or the other, I wouldn't have a problem. If a white kid displayed that he's empathetic with my race, then no, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Okay. I think Milwaukee would burn itself down if that happened. That's my honest thought. I think Milwaukee would protest and scream and holler, or they would find whoever was in charge of that particular thing.
Yeah.
They would do it. Now, here's what I would do.
I agree.
Here's what I would do. And PH7601 stole my thunder in the YouTube chat. I would make it that the person that won had to be the descendant of slaves from the transatlantic voyage. If your ancestors didn't cross the transatlantic, right? If they didn't cross it, you're not eligible.
Yeah, that's a tough one too. I could prove that.
That's a good question. I didn't say it was perfect.
All right, Doc. Hey, you got to answer for everything. I'm gonna leave you at that.
All right, take care. 833-212-1017 is the number. We've been asking, can a white kid win Mr. or Miss Juneteenth? Not just enter, because everybody thought, oh, that's open for them to enter. But then the voice in the back of their head that they don't articulate says, and they better not win. That's how we've been treated by whites for centuries, for decades, for months, for years, for days. If we're trying to change it, wouldn't we be accepting of that? Or are some things, as Vincent said, sacrosanct? Like, you can't mess with that. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is on. Let me get moving. Let me get to my top 5 at 5. What's the? Y'all got me so riled up. 75 degrees. The high was 79. The low tonight is going to be about 60. 14% chance of rain around 5 o'clock-ish, 6 o'clock-ish. Now they push. Well, is it? Well, it looks like it's going to stay partly cloudy. Looks like the rain might have went away and it might come later around 11 o'clock. So hopefully we'll be ready.
Number 5.
This from WISN.com. I know you heard already. The Milwaukee Bucks say that head coach Doc Rivers has stepped down from the team. ESPN reported that the Bucks and Rivers have parted ways on Sunday night. It has been an honor to have Doc as our coach and as a leader in our organization and community, said Bucks owner Wes Edens, Jimmy and Dee Haslam, and Jamie Denon. In a statement to WISN 12 News. In addition to his impact on the court, we're thankful for Doc's class and professionalism during his tenure in Milwaukee. Rivers said in a statement, I truly loved my time in Milwaukee. Come back to where I got my start, to a city that has always embraced me, has been a privilege. I am disappointed that things did not turn out the way any of us hoped, but I am deeply grateful for this experience, the relationships built, and unwavering support from our fans and the community. Milwaukee will always mean a lot to me, and this chapter will hold a special place in my heart. Of course, he played at college at Marquette, drafted at the Hawks, played in the NBA from 83 to 96, started his career coaching with the Orlando Magic in 1999. So, all I can say, saw that one coming a mile away.
Number 4.
This from WISN.com, runners in the Milwaukee Marathon. Now, clearly, should I make an MPS joke? Is it okay for me to make an MPS joke, Zach? Should I make an MPS joke? Okay. They must have went to public school. Runners in the Milwaukee Marathon may have noticed a missing letter in their medals. A picture of the medal shared with 12 News showed that the medal, which was issued to all runners, which is probably the problem because you issue one to all runners. What is that? Is misspelled. USA Today, owner of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and sponsor of the event, says the medals won't be reissued with the correct spelling. The medal, which says MKE in the middle, is bordered at the top with what's supposed to be Milwaukee Marathon, Marathon. However, all medals instead display Milwaukee Marathon, Marathon. The bottom part of the medal correctly spells marathon in the section that spells out marathon finisher. In a statement, USA Today says a letter clearly went missing somewhere between the start and the finish line of production, making those medals unintended collector's items, collector's editions. That's what we're doing. That's what we're pretending when you mess up. Those medals could not have cost that much money, right? That you won't. Now, I wonder how many runners there were, too. It might have been like 10,000 runners. Be like, yeah, no, we're not buying that money. Okay, I get that. Really? So let me get this right. A newspaper that writes for a living, get this, a newspaper that writes for a living is not going to correct a spelling error in a medal because what? I wonder. I don't know.
Number 3.
Well, my number 3 story is from Fox 6 Now. We already talked about it. Juneteenth pageant. Teens and kids are encouraged to register. You can sign up by going to the fox6now.com, the story on the Juneteenth pageant, and click and sign up at juneteenthmilwaukee.com. My question with that was whether or not white kids can sign up. A tale that soon will be told.
Number 2.
From CBS 58, a 31-year-old Milwaukee man has been charged in connection with a sexual assault at the Milwaukee Intermodal Station. The accused, Cephas Johnson, told investigators after his arrest that if he was released, he would kill women. According to a criminal complaint, the assault happened Thursday, April 9th. The victim told police she was using the restroom in the intermodal station around 6 a.m. when Johnson poked his head over the bathroom stall she was in. The victim reported Johnson climbed over the partition and assaulted her. The complaint says, hearing the victim scream, 2 security guards came into the bathroom and one fired a gunshot. Johnson was arrested. Investigators say the day before the assault at the intermodal station, Johnson allegedly assaulted another victim in the same area on Wisconsin Avenue. In that incident, Johnson reportedly attempted to pull a woman's skirt down, and a struggle ensued before another person approached the two and yelled at Johnson to stop. Did y'all call the police? Wow. The victim told investigators she believed the suspect was trying to sexually assault her. She also identified Johnson in a photo lineup. Authorities interviewed Johnson, who allegedly stated if he was released, he would kill women. Johnson's been charged with 1 count of attempt second-degree sexual assault and 3 counts of second-degree sexual assault. I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even, like, I don't even, whew. I don't even know what to say.
Number 1.
This from the BBC. So we've been hearing all along about the blockade, U.S. military blockade of maritime traffic entering and leaving Iranian port begins today at 9 o'clock this morning Central Time. The U.S. says ships coming or going from elsewhere would be allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway Iran effectively closed in response to U.S.-Israeli strikes. It comes after negotiations on both sides fell apart, where U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance was. They failed to reach a deal to end the war, which began on February 28th, but is currently under a 2-week truce. President Donald Trump said direct talks with Iran and Pakistan failed because Iran is unwilling to give up its nuclear ambition. But a U.S. official said there's been a much longer list of disagreements, including Iran's control of the Strait of Hormuz. So we'll see what that'll do to the price of oil, the price of gas. And so if they're expecting not to get it, then the price will go up, which is kind of bizarre because we have oil here that they can go to Louisiana and buy, and then we don't have that issue. So if that's the case, what are insurance companies, what are energy companies doing? I think they're stealing our money.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Redlining happened here. Some neighborhoods are still left behind. When decisions are made about our blocks, our homes, and our families, we deserve to be heard. The Milwaukee County Office of Equity and Empower invites you to help us tell the story of wealth by taking a short survey online. What do you need to build wealth for your family, business, or neighborhood? Take the survey and be entered in to win concert tickets, cash prizes, and more. Take the survey now through the end of March at mkestoryofwealth.com. That's mkestoryofwealth.com.
At UW Credit Union, we have best-in-class technology and peopleology. Like if you lose your card, you can stop by in-branch for a same-day replacement, or you can have a new one instantly issued to the app. So whether you prefer interacting with our snappy online interface or our in-person regular faces, UW Credit Union is always here for every you. And whichever you choose, it's the best of both worlds. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We've been talking about this whole deal with Juneteenth and whether or not a white kid can be Mr. or Miss Juneteenth. Miles said, in my opinion, if the criteria set by the committee does not make it clear white individuals can participate in the pageant. However, if the criteria are clear and they do not meet them, then they cannot. Well, it's clear. They never said you had to be black. They said you're going to represent the black community, but it doesn't say you have to be black, because I don't think you can do that. That might be discriminatory. That's the stuff Donald Trump is ending in schools. And understand something. He's not ending DEI was like a model. There was no law. They didn't overturn the Civil Rights Act. DEI was not. It was just a model. And so people need to understand that that's all it is. And so it never had teeth. It never had legs. And they should have modeled it and called it something different, or been a little more strategic when they did it. They just threw it out there, and we just dove in, and all those jobs and DEI directors and vice president and it went away. And so now we have what we have. And I got lambasted and called stupid, and I was old, and I didn't know what I was talking about, and look what happened. I reminded the person that told me that. No, I didn't. Oh, you most certainly did, because we were on a Zoom meeting. And you said clear as day, oh, you're old. You don't know what you're talking about. I've had people here say that. Oh, you're old. You don't know what you're talking about. And sure enough, it went away. It went poof. And I tried to remind people, that's what I'm talking about. You have to be careful. And through all that, from the Civil Rights Act to George Floyd, DEI, all that stuff, to the presidency of Donald Trump. And so now here we are. Juneteenth is coming, Friday, June 19th. That's what we've been discussing before the break. So now we at Juneteenth. And now we got a poll. Can a white kid run? Will you accept a white child, a white teen, a white child as Mr. or Miss Juneteenth? Because I think if you don't, you're a hypocrite. Vincent said some things are sacrosanct. I agree with that too. But if you heard me in my Dr. Ken's Truth, you might want to go back and listen to it. We are complicated and we're contradictory. If Vincent is the person that I think he is, I think I've met him before. And I'm going out on a limb. He's very rational, thinks things through, very fair, very equitable. But like he said, some things are sacrosanct. Some things are just, hey, can't cross that line. I'm in some organizations. Hey, you literally can't. And it's a private organization, so you can't like sue them. Oh, we're going to sue you because you won't let me in. They're not going to do it. There's some white organizations. What was the white police officers? There was a white police officers organization. Leo Card. Law enforcement officers against racial discrimination, except they were against black people. They didn't like black people and Hispanic people. Bizarre. Pretty sure I couldn't be a member. Now, granted, because it was a law enforcement organization recognized by the department, any officer could technically be a member. Just like the League of Martin with black law enforcement officers. Any police officer could be a part of League of Martin. And we had a white member, if I remember correctly, or mixed or Hispanic or whatever. We had no problem. You think they would have let us in Leo Card? Absolutely not. They'd have made you feel so bad. What are you doing here? And it would have been gone. It would have been gone. Would have been gone. Hey, Babar, I'll check on that, just so you know. I'm not going to put it on the air yet till I confirm it. 833-212-1017 is the number. And so one of the things I want to talk about really fast, and I know I'm going to go over because I always go over because I talk too much. But nope, I think when we come back. When we come back, This disturbed me when I read the story. And I couldn't understand how it actually happened. But then I read it and I went, oh, okay, that's how it happened. So I don't know if you know, but somebody broke into a confidential information site, stole all of the records, and now they're selling them for whatever you want. When we come back, I'll tell you who and how much. And now for the final traffic check of the day, here's Debbie Lazaga.
We had an accident right around the St. Paul Avenue area that had a lane closed on 94 westbound. It looks like that one got cleared. However, the off-ramp to 35th Street is closed because of some police activity just off of 35th Street. They've also closed the eastbound off-ramp to 35th Street as well. So you want to try and stay away from those areas. Otherwise, backups westbound starting around 27th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound is slowing down from about 70th Street all the way through to 35th. We've got an issue along southbound southbound 894 from about Oklahoma Avenue. It's going to be a heavy ride all the way down through the Hale interchange to 92nd Street, right in the middle of the Hale interchange, getting onto 894 eastbound. There is a broken down vehicle, so that's not the best place in the world to have a broken down vehicle. You want to be careful going through that area. We also have on northbound 41, right about at Hampton Avenue, an accident off on the right shoulder. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, there is a tornado watch in effect until 10 p.m. tonight for Ozaukee, Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Dodge, and Washington counties. Tonight, chance of rain and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and warm, a chance for afternoon storms, a high of 75. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Still think you're going to use those old chemicals just sitting around under the sink, in the garage, or down in the basement? So don't let them sit there. Get rid of them right away to MMSD's Home Hazmat Drop-Off Centers. It's safe, it's easy, and it's open to all Milwaukee County residents. There are 3 locations open year-round. The Torilo Community Cleanup is happening April 18th and with a mobile drop-off to help you clear out that waste. Visit us at MLK Elementary School at 3275 North 3rd Street from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Let's clean up Milwaukee.
Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
So altogether, you're looking at $1,780 for your mortgage and for your property taxes in a year. And that's before you have to deal with, obviously, your water bill and electric bill. That's a steep price that people have to pay. And based off those numbers I just ran, to afford a home like that, you got to make $65,000 a year. But the problem is, here in Milwaukee, the median household income is only $54,234. That's out of whack. So again, I am all about affordability. I'm all about people getting homes. But what we have to understand is that until homes are more affordable, you can have a supply and demand problem. But the problem that we have here in the city of Milwaukee is that these prices, when people are listing these houses, they're listing them for prices that people really can't afford. And even if you do get the house and you're paying that, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Home ownership is not about living paycheck to paycheck. Home ownership is about finding something that fits within your budget and building equity for the future.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN in Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks end their season with a loss to the Sixers, 126-106. Head coach Doc Rivers is stepping down as the Bucks head coach next season. The franchise and Rivers are also discussing whether he'll move to an advisory role with the organization.
I always say I could do a better job. We could have had better health. We could have all kinds of things, but I'm not a big guy looking back. You know, all you can do is look forward. So
the NBA playoffs begin this Saturday. The Brewers have now lost 5 straight and could be without Yelich due to a hamstring injury. The Brewers are back at it tomorrow against the Blue Jays. The Wisconsin Athletic Director Chris McIntosh will leave his job to take on a role with the Big Ten Conference. Evan Cohen from ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike has an idea on the next AD.
I don't think there's a single human being that cares about the University of Wisconsin more than Mark Tauscher.
I'm Xavier Spencer, and this is the True Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You know, the Tory Lowe cleanup is coming up, and so Truth Nation, it is that time of year for the Tory Lowe community cleanup. Mark your calendars, Saturday, April 18th, 8 to 12. We'll be cleaning up the city of Milwaukee again. That's the Tory Lowe community cleanup, Saturday, April 18th, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Bring the whole family, clean up the city. The Tory Lowe community cleanup, sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhafels, Cousin Subs, and Waste Management. Brought to you by Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I was talking about before the break, hacking, hackers, hack it. StraightArrowNews.com says hackers stole 8.3 million crime tip records from Crime Stoppers. I've never signed up for Crime Stoppers, right? Can you imagine? Oh, you could do it anonymously, and you can give your information, and we'll assign you a number, and you can pick up your stuff. You can be totally anonymous. They broke in and stole it. 8.3 million crime tip records. They're selling the data for $10,000 in cryptocurrency. So if you got $10,000, you can get 8.3 million. Now, here's the kicker. The data contains sensitive crime tip records submitted to hundreds of Crime Stopper programs operated by law enforcement agencies across the United States, as well as to several branches of U.S. military and even schools. The hackers' offer, posted online, cybercrime forum, underscores the dangers posed by the breach of cloud-based tip and intelligence management company P3 Global Intel. So what do you do? Like, how do you overcome that? By the way, we broke in. We have your information and your name and your this and your that. And what do you do? I don't know. Here's the kicker. They get to sell the same information to multiple people for $10,000. So if 800 people say, hey, I want the information, multiply 10,000 times 800 in cryptocurrency, and you can rock. Think about that. Think about that. I don't trust it. For P3 Global Intel, the leak exposed extensive personal data on people accused by tipsters, names, email addresses, date of birth, phone numbers, home address, license plate numbers, social security numbers, crime histories, and in some instances included detail about informants who may be vulnerable to retribution by people they turned in to authorities. Cybersecurity expert previously told Straight Arrow News that the leak also included risk to national security because it exposes tips to the military and other federal agencies. The data, which was stolen late last year by a hacker group known as Internet YIF Machine, YIFF, was, I don't know what that means. What does YIF mean? Anyway, was originally provided to Straight Arrow News and the nonprofit leak archiver DDO Secrets. Dubbed Blue Leaks 2.0 by DDO Secrets, the data cache contained crime tip records spanning from February 1987 to November 2025. I would be terrified. However, is this another reason why we don't want to put personal things on the internet? Granted, you could probably find most of this on Facebook. But is this why we shouldn't put most of these things online? Because it can be stolen. It can actually be stolen, and then it would disappear. Your thoughts, 833-212-1017 is the number. I've been remiss and have not gone to the talk and text line. I just hung out on the YouTube chat. Daphne said about the Juneteenth discussion, yes, it's fine because most black folks have whites in the family, hence we come in all shades and hues. That's a reason? Like that would be your reason? Well, we know black people anyway. It's just me, Daphne, but that sounds a little condescending. Well, we got black friends. They come out. Johnny got little black friends. They can come. We got little white friends. They can. I'm just kidding. Henry said, Dr. Ken, to enter Juneteenth, you just have to do an essay, right? Well, you got to give your ID and your date of birth and show what your age is and all that stuff too. You can't be like 23 saying, "Hey, I'm 17. I want to write the paper." So, and then Frank put some stuff in here that makes absolutely no sense. That like I'm Southside Frank, like kind of. I don't get it.
1017 The Truth. Breaking news.
This just in from the south side of Milwaukee. Milwaukee Police Department officers have shot a person, that's according to WISN 12 News sources. WISN is working to confirm more information, but there was also a chase involved. The person's condition is unknown, and the officers weren't injured, though they were involved. So we'll keep you updated on that story. We'll be checking WISN.com, and we've got the, unfortunately, ABC News is on, and so by the time we get back, I'll be gone. So, we won't be doing that, but we'll be monitoring WISN.com for the latest if we get information coming in. So we just wanted you to know that over here. All right? Okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. You got any comments on anything we've been talking about, you can give us a call. And Babar, thank you. Talked about the 35th Street Bridge to the south side has a huge police presence. There was a chase and a police-related shooting. Miles said, watch too many Catfish episodes that I know better than putting my information out there. LT said, you got to have a 2.5 grade point average. It should be 3.0. Let me tell you something, LT. I got to say this. That is the stuff fashioned by educators. Your grade point average is not indicative of you, your character, your intellect, none of that. None of it. Having a 3.0 is ridiculous because school is for the dumb rich and the smart poor. The middle people, the 2.0 to the 3.5, 3.0, get left out. They don't get scholarships. They don't get support because we have this thing in our brain that your grade point average is actually a reflection of your intellect, and it's not. It is not. It's nonsense. It's great, and it's a great indicator and measure for education. Outside of education, I've met a lot of them 4.0 people. I wasn't one of them. I had a decent grade point average, 3.7. 3.8, something like that. Actually, I think it was 3.78. But that's not a reflection of who I am. I could have done better. I could have did worse. But 3.0? No. We got to stop that. We got to stop that. Zay said, can we have something just for us? No, just celebrate. They said they can just celebrate with us. Well, if a white person said the same thing to you that you just said to me, would you be okay with it? If you would be okay with it, then I'm with that. But if a white person walked up and said, hey, can't we have something for us? Can't white people have something for themselves? How would you feel about that? You feel some kind of way. And how would you make people that are of mixed race feel? You trashing somebody. Well, they black. They mixed black, so they black. What if they don't want to be black? What if they want to be white? What if they look white? We have these things in our head that if you got one drop of black blood, you're black. That's the nonsense they talked about in Birth of a Nation. That's the idiocy they talked about there. No. It's just ridiculous, but that's what people roll with. We have more than enough things for us. But at some point, we have to be clear about the things that we talk about and the things that we do, because they're going to come back at us. They're going to point back at us, and then we're going to have to step up like we expected other people to step up. And what are you going to do? We've been talking about this the whole hour. We were talking about the data centers that stole information. I hope you never called Crime Stoppers since 1987. Be careful. Yo, info's out there floating around the internet, floating around the dark web. So, who knows? That's terrible. That's terrible. And I know somebody out there is thinking, that's what those people get for turning those people in. You mean the criminals? The criminals. Interesting. Very interesting. When we come back, well, hang on. Before we go, let me double check the weather to make sure we're still in place, because I want to check this other one place, because there's a tornado watch issued for part of southeastern Wisconsin. Dodge, Fond du Lac, Ozaukee, Sheboygan, and Washington counties. Okay. That's why my app didn't have information on it. So, yeah, you got to be careful about that. When we come back, I want to dive into a story involving the church. And if you haven't heard, there's a story that on thegrio.com that talked about Pastor Marvin Sapp. His wife passed away years ago, and he remarried. And there's some people giving pushback about their wedding. And I'm interested in what you think. We accuse pastors of doing a lot of different things. This one is a little different, and hopefully we'll have some information and an update on the police-related shooting on 35th Street at the bridge. So you're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. We'll be right back.
Coming with straight truth.
One can invest their whole life and effort in helping the community, and sometimes they don't get nothing back. But you know what? You keep on going with it, okay? God bless you. Happy upcoming Father's Day. And hang on in there and enjoy it. Don't worry about what nobody say about you, because they're going to talk about you anyway, because they can't do what you do.
Catch the Tori Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Walk in for a suit, walk out with two. It's buy one, get one half off throughout April at Nick Avani's. Suits, blazers, hats, jeans, and more. Everything you need from a hands-on team that styles you from head to toe. Find a suit, add shoes for half the price. Land a perfect two-piece set? Now add a vest for 50% less. Prom, weddings, galas, whatever's on your calendar, now's the time to stop in to Nick Avani's. Second floor at Mayfair Mall across from AMC. Buy one, get one half off throughout April at Nick Avani's. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, you need to tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Milwaukee Business Spotlight this Thursday at 3:57 between the Tori Lowe Show and me, Truth in the Afternoon, with Dr. Ken Harris. Kyle Wallace will be joined by Maddie Herbert, Operations Headmaster at Sweet Talks Medispa. And they'll be discussing the total Sweet Talks experience and how you can get your self-love on. Get your self-love journey going. So, tune in, Milwaukee Business Spotlight with Sweet Talks Med Spa this Thursday, 3:57, right here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. So, there's a story that's circulating around the internet about hang on. By the way, can you pop the poll in and see where we at on the poll, whether or not white kids can win? Let me double check that just so I can make sure. I want to make sure. You know. But yeah, so we even had a poll whether or not can. Let me do this. Boop, 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 boop. Because sometimes I got to refresh. So, can white teens and kids enter? They can enter the Juneteenth pageant. True or false? And 79% said false and 21% said true. So, I guess what they're saying is that no is only for us. Well, I got an interesting story because there's a story that popped on the internet last week, and it's been going a little viral. And so the only way that I could really get you to understand the story is to kind of get you in the mood. We'll see. So the story from thegrio.com, Marvin Sapp and his wife said, y'all didn't pay for my wedding. Well, during an Easter celebration service, Cole Sapp, and let me get her name right. I won't say her name. Marvin Sapp and his wife, Laboris Cole Sapp, are pushing back against online claims that the church paid for their recent wedding. They got married on March 20th in a ceremony at the church, the Chosen Vessel Church, Fort Worth, where Sapp serves as senior pastor. Images from the event include one showing the couple posing near a helicopter, prompted questions online about how the celebration was financed. Why would you even ask that? Anyway, responding directly to critics, Cole Sapp denied any misuse of church funds and defended her husband's integrity. She told congregants that the church did not contribute financially to the wedding and urged people to stop spreading false claims. In her remarks, she emphasized that both she and her husband have independent sources of income and do not rely on church funds for personal expenses. Addressing the viral helicopter image specifically, I don't know why you posing near a helicopter, but anyway, Cole Sapp said she personally paid for the luxury detail, adding that not everyone depends on church money to fund major life events, and her comments were aimed at reinforcing transparency and countering what she described as misleading narratives circulating online. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Should the church be paying for the pastor's wedding? I'm just asking. People, people they get beside. Some people believe their pastor should get anything they want. I'm not one of those people. And then some people feel like, hey, whatever goes. Miles said no. Hey, Mal, watch your language.
Hell no.
Watch it. Sherwin, watch your language. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Would you pay for it? A wedding? Like a helicopter? No. Nobody gonna do that. Nobody gonna do that. Nobody gonna do that. I'm not. Let's be out y'all mind. If you think I'm gonna sit here and pay for a helicopter. I'm just kidding with you, Mal. I get it. I'm just giving you trouble. Cussing in the name of Jesus. No, I'm just kidding.
For the Lord.
But yeah, it just can't people pay their own money? By the way, can white teens and kids enter the Juneteenth pageant? 79% of y'all said, nope, not gonna happen. I don't care. But as far as Marvin Sapp, if he paid for his own wedding, it ain't none of our business. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show's coming up next, and God willing, I'll be back tomorrow with 2 hours of what I call, I guess Kyle stole the best hour radio. I'm going to be the best 2 hours of radio. All right, I'm going to steal it. Hey, God bless, take care. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. Have a good evening. God bless, take care. Stay out the rain. I'm out.
Be quiet.